Welcome to Math with Miss Hazel. In this video, I am going to cover how to add integers. Now, when it comes to adding integers, there are different strategies you can use. So as we go through the examples, I give a couple different ways to think through these problems to get the final answer. So let's jump into the number 1. We will have negative 5 plus 7. And the strategy we're going to use first is on the top of screen. So first thing we need to do, see if we have different signs or the same signs. In the case of number 1, we have negative 5 plus 7. So we have different signs. So what we need to do, we need to find the absolute value of our integers. And then we'll take the greater absolute value and subtract the smaller absolute value that's going to give us our answer. We'll use the sign of the greater absolute value for that final answer. So let's find our absolute values. The absolute value of negative 5 is 5, and the absolute value of positive 7 is 7. So we take the greater absolute value, which would be 7, and subtract the smaller absolute value, which is 5. 7 minus 5 is equal to 2. Now we need to use the sign of the greater absolute value, so the greater absolute value would be this 7 here. And in the original problem, this 7 is a positive 7. So that means our answer is going to be the positive 2. Now the other strategy we can use would be using our overall number sense and knowledge of integers in order to solve this using mental math. So let me rewrite the problem. We have negative 5 plus 7. So one way to think through this problem using mental math would be thinking, okay, we're starting at negative 5 and we're adding a positive 7. So we are increasing in value. Well, negative 5 plus positive 5 will get us a 0. But we have 7, which is 2 more than the positive 5. So let's go to more than 0 and we land on positive 2. So let's move to number 2. Positive 20 plus negative 12. So again, we have different signs. So let's find the absolute value of our integers here. So the absolute value of positive 20 is 20. And the absolute value of negative 12 is 12. So we need to do the greater absolute value. 20 minus the smaller absolute value of 12, and we get 8. So we need to use the sign of the greater absolute value, which is 20. And in the original problem, it was a positive 20. So our answer is a positive 8. Let's think through this using mental math as well. So I'll rewrite the problem. 20 plus negative 12. So we are starting at a positive 20 and we're adding a negative 12. So we are decreasing in value by 12 from 20. So we can think of this as 20 and we are taking away or subtracting 12 because we are decreasing in value. So we would end up at a positive 8. And the number 3, where we have negative 13 plus negative 4. So we have the same signs here. So we will look right here. So we need to add the absolute values and use the same signs from the problem. So let's find our absolute values here. So the absolute value of negative 13 would be 13. And the absolute value of negative 4 is 4. So we need to add the absolute values there. So 13 plus 4 is equals to 17. And we use the sign from the problem. So sign from the problem will negative 13 and negative 4 were the both negatives. So our answer is negative 17. Now, using mental math, let's think negative 13 plus negative 4. We are starting at a negative number. Negative 13 right, and we are adding negative 4. So we are decreasing in value or going down in value by 4. So if we start at negative 13 and decrease in value by 4, go down the number line to the left by 4. We end up at negative 17. So there you have it. There are a couple of different strategies that you can use in order to add integers. I hope that it helped. Thanks for watching.